we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, specifically the 1981 Lincoln penny with no mintmark. This humble 1-cent coin could potentially be worth a staggering $1.8 million if you know what to look for. Stick around because this could change the way you look at your spare change forever. First, let's understand what we mean by no mintmark. Typically, coins minted in the United States have a small letter on them, indicating where they were produced, for example a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, but a penny with no mintmark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In most cases this isn't unusual since many coins from Philadelphia lack a mintmark. However, in rare instances these no mintmark coins can have errors or unique characteristics that skyrocket their value. The 1981 Lincoln penny with no mintmark is one of those rare finds. What makes it so special is the combination of its flawless condition and rarity. Coin collectors also look for coins with unique features, such as doubled dies or variations in the design. If you happen to find one of these coins in mint condition, it could fetch an unbelievable price at auction. Now you're probably wondering how you can identify one of these valuable pennies. First, take a close look at the date and design. You'll need a magnifying glass or coin loop to inspect the details carefully. Look for any signs of doubling on the lettering or the image of Lincoln. If you spot any irregularities, that could indicate an error. Coin condition is another critical factor. Coins graded as MS or mint state are the most valuable. This means they appear as if they just came off the press with no visible wear or damage. If you're serious about determining the value of your coin, you can send it to a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC. They will evaluate the coin's condition and assign it a grade which can significantly affect its market value. The market for rare coins like the 1981 no mintmark Lincoln penny is thriving. Auctions and private sales have seen record-breaking prices for unique coins. In 2023, a similar rare penny sold for over $1.8 million, capturing the attention of collectors worldwide. Imagine turning a single penny into a life-changing amount of money. So how do you find one of these rare pennies? Start by checking your loose change. Coin rolls from the bank, or even jars of old coins at home, could be hiding a treasure. Many collectors also visit flea markets, garage sales, and online marketplaces where overlooked gems might be waiting to be discovered. Before you rush to cash in your penny, remember that not every 1981 no mintmark penny will be worth millions. The value depends on factors like condition, rarity, and collector demand. However, even if your coin isn't worth millions, it could still have a value far exceeding its face value, making it a worthwhile find. In conclusion, the 1981 no mintmark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how everyday items can hold extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about your spare change, it's always worth keeping an eye out for rare coins like this. Who knows, the next time you check your wallet you could discover a piece of history worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more amazing coin discoveries. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin. Until next time, happy hunting. We're going to dive into something really exciting. If you're into coin collecting or just love learning about rare finds, this video is for you. Today, we're talking about the 1951 wheat Lincoln penny and how this coin could be worth up to $1 million. That's right, you heard me correctly, up to $1 million. But before you start checking your coin jars, let's take a closer look at what makes these pennies so special and how you can spot them. The wheat Lincoln penny, also known as the wheat cent, was minted from 1909 to 1958. The 1951 penny is one of those iconic coins that many collectors keep an eye out for. Most people are familiar with the 1909 penny, but the 1951 version has its own unique history and a very special characteristic that can make it extremely valuable. At first glance, the 1951 penny might seem like just another old coin. But there are some rare versions of this coin that can fetch staggering amounts of money at auctions. Let's explore what makes these specific 1951 pennies worth so much. What makes the 1951 wheat penny so valuable isn't just its age or rarity, but certain minting errors that occurred during production. These errors are incredibly important in the coin collecting world. A simple mistake can turn an ordinary penny into a small fortune. So, let's take a look at the types of 1951 pennies that can bring you big bucks. First on our list is the 1951 D over D penny. This rare coin features a unique error where the D mintmark was stamped twice on the coin. The second D is slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect. This small mistake, known as a repunched mint mark, is one of the most sought-after errors in coin collecting. If you find a 1951 D/D penny in your collection, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. But wait, if you find one in uncirculated condition, you could be looking at an astronomical value. Some of these rare pennies have sold for over $100,000 at auction. Next, we have the 1951 double-die obverse penny. This is another rare and valuable error that can make a 1951 penny worth big money. In a double-die error, the image on the coin is stamped more than once, causing a blurry, doubled effect on the date and lettering. While this error isn't as common as others, it does happen from time to time, and when it does, collectors go wild for it. A 1951 double-die obverse penny in excellent condition can fetch up to $20,000 or more. So, make sure to check the details of your 1951 pennies carefully. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about how to identify these rare 1951 pennies. The key is paying attention to the small details. Here's a quick rundown of how to spot the valuable 1951 D/D penny and the double-die obverse. For the 1951 D/D penny, inspect the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. If you see two D letters, one slightly higher than the other, you have a winner. If you notice that the numbers in the date or the lettering on the obverse are blurry or appear doubled, you've found a double-die error. The condition of the coin is crucial. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition can be worth much more than coins that are worn or damaged. The value of a 1951 wheat penny depends on a few factors: rarity, condition, and demand in the market. Mint errors like the 1951 D/D or the double-die obverse are extremely rare, so collectors are always on the lookout for them. A penny that's in pristine condition will always be worth more than one that's worn down or heavily damaged. Also, some coins may have a higher value based on their provenance or historical significance. This means if a coin has an interesting history behind it, or if it's been part of a famous collection, its value could rise even more. So, now that you know how to identify these rare 1951 pennies, you might be wondering, where can I sell them? There are plenty of places to sell rare coins, including online auction sites, local coin shops, or through private dealers. However, to get the best price, you should consider taking your coin to a professional coin grading service. These services can assess the condition of your coin and provide a certificate of authenticity, which will help you get top dollar for your find. In conclusion, while most 1951 wheat pennies aren't worth much, there are some rare versions that can be worth big money. If you're lucky enough to find a 1951 D/D penny or a double-die obverse penny in your collection, you could be holding onto a coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, keep an eye out and start checking your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare coin that could make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a coin collecting tip. If you're a coin collector or just curious about rare finds, you're in for a treat. Did you know there's a specific 1965 Lincoln penny that could be worth a whopping $1.1 million? Yes, you heard that right, $1 million for a single penny. So, stick around as we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and learn why this 1965 penny is so valuable. Let's start with the basics. In 1965, the U.S. Mint was facing a shortage of copper due to rising metal prices. This led to changes in how coins were produced, and it was during this year that some pennies were struck with no mint mark at all. Normally, every penny produced in the U.S. has a mint mark to indicate where it was made. You'll usually see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But in 1965, a few pennies slipped through the cracks with no mint mark, and these coins are incredibly rare. Now you might be thinking, but aren't most pennies from 1965 worth just 1 cent? Well, yes, most are. But not all of them. The ones without the mint mark are what's known as error coins, and they are highly sought after by collectors. These error coins are so rare because they were never meant to be produced without a mint mark. The U.S. Mint accidentally missed stamping these pennies with the proper mint mark, which makes them a huge find for any coin enthusiast. And that rarity is what pushes their value sky high. So, what makes the 1965 no mint-mark penny worth up to $1.1 million? The key is scarcity. It's estimated that only a handful of these coins exist, and of those, even fewer are in pristine condition. As you can imagine, collectors are willing to pay big money for them. In fact, one of these rare pennies was sold at auction for a staggering $1.1 million. But how can you find one of these elusive coins? First, let's talk about how to spot a 1965 penny with no mint mark. If you have a 1965 penny in your collection or are out hunting for one, check carefully. Look at the reverse side, just below the date. Normally, you'll see a mint mark here, either D or S. But if there's nothing there, you may have found the treasure you're looking for. Now you might wonder, what condition does the coin need to be in to fetch this kind of price? The answer is, the better, the better. Coins in mint or near mint condition can command the highest prices. Coins with clear, sharp details and minimal wear are the ones collectors are after. If the coin is well worn or damaged, its value decreases significantly. However, even a slightly worn 1965 no mint mark penny could still be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So, how do you sell a 1965 no mint mark penny if you're lucky enough to find one? The best route is to get it professionally appraised. A certified numismatist, or coin expert, can authenticate the coin and assess its value. Once authenticated, the coin can be sold through an auction house, through online coin marketplaces, or even to specialized dealers who deal in rare era coins. Before you sell, it's important to remember that these coins are so rare that they should be handled with care. Avoid cleaning the penny, as doing so can reduce its value. Instead, store it in a safe place, like a coin holder or protective case, until you decide what to do with it. Now, let's take a quick moment to recap. The 1965 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an incredibly rare coin that could be worth up to $1.1 million. It's important to check your pennies closely, as even small errors like missing mint marks can make them worth a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin is a reminder that treasures can be hiding in plain sight. If you've learned something new today and are excited to check your own penny collection, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on more tips, tricks, and treasure hunts. Who knows, you might just find a rare coin worth millions. We've got an incredible story about a coin that's so rare, it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. If you've ever wondered about the true value of your pocket change, this is the video for you. That's right, we're talking about the 2013 Lincoln penny, but not just any penny. This one is special because it was minted without a mint mark, and it could make you a millionaire. Let's rewind for a second. Every year, the US Mint produces billions of coins for circulation, but they don't all come with a mint mark. Typically, pennies are minted in either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and you'll usually find a mint mark above the date on the coin. However, in 2013, something unusual happened. Some 2013 pennies were produced in the Philadelphia Mint, but for an unknown reason, a handful of them were accidentally released without the P mint mark. This was a mistake that many didn't even realize at the time. While the mint mark error was tiny, its significance is huge. It makes this penny incredibly rare, and as you can imagine, collectors are always looking for these rare and unique coins. In fact, the price for a 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars. But there's one particular coin that fetched a record-breaking price. One of these rare pennies was auctioned off for an astounding $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.2 million. This specific penny, graded by professional numismatists as being in pristine condition, was the perfect example of how a small mistake can lead to a massive payout. Now you might be wondering, what makes these pennies so valuable? It's all about rarity. The fewer coins there are of a particular type, the higher their value becomes, especially in the world of coin collecting. The 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny is considered to be one of the rarest modern-day coins, and that's why collectors are willing to pay such a hefty price. However, before you go checking every penny in your piggy bank, let me remind you that not all of them are worth this much. A coin's value also depends on its condition, its provenance, and whether it's been professionally graded. Pennies that are worn down or damaged won't fetch anywhere near the same price. To maximize the value of a rare coin, you need to make sure it's in excellent condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. If your 2013 no mint mark penny is in mint state, you've got a real treasure on your hands. So, how do you know if you've found one of these rare pennies? The first thing to do is check the date and look for the absence of a mint mark above the date. If the penny doesn't have a D for Denver or S for San Francisco, then it could be a 2013 penny from the Philadelphia Mint, and there's a chance it's the no mint mark version. Once you've found a potential rare penny, the next step is to get it authenticated. If it's in good condition, it's worth taking it to a professional coin grading service, where they can assess its quality and rarity. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Now, let's talk about why these 2013 no mint mark pennies are so rare. Coin collecting is often about finding coins that have a unique story or an interesting error, and this penny fits that description perfectly. Not many of these coins were made, and the mistake wasn't widely known until years later. That's when collectors and investors started to realize just how valuable these pennies could be. The coin market, especially for rarities like this one, can be extremely competitive. If you have the right penny and it's authenticated properly, it could be worth a small fortune. While the idea of finding $1 million penny is exciting, it's important to remember that the majority of pennies will not be worth that much. So, if you happen to come across a 2013 penny with no mint mark, hold on to it. It could be a rare find, but just make sure to get it professionally checked. Even if your 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't worth $1.2 million, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on its condition and rarity. Coin collecting can be a rewarding hobby, and you never know when you might stumble upon the next big treasure. So, next time you're sifting through your spare change, take a moment to check those pennies. You might just have a rare find in your hands, and who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and stories. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have any questions. We're diving into a truly remarkable story that will leave you amazed. We're going to talk about the 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and just how it could be worth a whopping $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. This little penny could make you a millionaire. But why? Stick around, because we're about to uncover the mystery behind this incredibly rare coin and why it's so valuable. Now, we all know about the classic Lincoln penny. It's been around for over a century, since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor Abraham Lincoln. But what makes this 1991 penny stand out? And why is it worth a staggering amount of money in today's market? First, let's talk about mint marks. For most pennies, there's an important detail that helps collectors identify where they were made: the mint mark. This small letter, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, tells you which U.S. Mint facility produced the coin. But here's where things get interesting. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies at the Philadelphia Mint, but wait for it, some of these pennies were accidentally struck with no mint mark at all. That's right. Normally, you'd expect to see either a D or an S on the coin, but some rare 1991 pennies were minted without any mint mark, and this rare error makes them highly valuable to collectors. So, why is this error so significant? To put it simply, it's because it was a mistake. The U.S. Mint usually ensures every coin has its mint mark to indicate where it was made. A coin without a mint mark from 1991 is a true rarity, something that doesn't come around often. And when it does, collectors go crazy. As you can imagine, this kind of mistake doesn't go unnoticed in the world of numismatics. In fact, the value of a 1991 penny without a mint mark can soar. Some of these rare coins have been known to sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction, with one of the most well-known sales hitting an incredible $1.3 million. Imagine finding one of these coins in your pocket change or stumbling upon one at a flea market. That's the dream for every coin collector, right? But how do you know if you've got one of these rare pennies? Here's what you need to look for. First, check the year on the coin. Obviously, it needs to be 1991. Then, closely inspect the area below Abraham Lincoln's shoulder to see if there's a mint mark. If there's no D or S, you've found something incredibly rare. But don't get too excited just yet. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Mint state condition, or MS grade, is crucial for maximizing the value of the coin. The better the condition, the more it's worth. Some of these rare pennies in mint condition are the ones that fetch the highest prices, sometimes even exceeding $1 million. Auctions play a major role in setting the price for rare coins. If you have a 1991 penny with no mint mark, especially in good condition, you might want to consider sending it to a professional coin grading service. A grade of MS65 or higher could mean you're sitting on a gold mine. But remember, just because you've found a 1991 penny without a mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's worth millions. Factors like rarity, demand, and condition all come into play. There are likely hundreds, if not thousands, of these rare pennies in circulation, but finding one in excellent condition is the key to unlocking its true value. So, what should you do if you think you've found a 1991 penny without a mint mark? First, take it to a professional coin dealer or a reputable grading service. They can authenticate your coin and help determine its value. If it checks out as one of these rare errors, you could be holding on to a small fortune. In the world of coin collecting, every find is an adventure. Whether it's a penny from 1991 with a rare error or another hidden gem, the excitement of discovering something valuable is what keeps collectors on the hunt. That's all for today's coin treasure hunt. If you found this information helpful or exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Who knows, the next $1 million find could be in your pocket change. We're diving into one of the most fascinating finds in recent coin history, the 1971 Lincoln penny. It might seem like a common coin, but if you have one with no mint mark, it could be worth a lot more than you think. But how much exactly? Well, stick around, and we'll tell you everything you need to know. To the untrained eye, a 1971 penny might appear to be just another penny from the early 70s. After all, most of them were minted in Philadelphia, where pennies are typically produced. However, there's something very special about the 1971 penny with no mint mark. Normally, if you look at a penny from this era, it'll have a mint mark, an S for coins minted in San Francisco, or none at all for those minted in Philadelphia. But in 1971, something unusual happened. A small batch of these pennies were released without a mint mark. Now, the rarity of these coins is astonishing. Mint marks are located on the reverse side of a coin, right under the date. But these 1971 pennies from Philadelphia didn't have any mint mark at all. While that may sound insignificant, it's the scarcity of these coins that makes them so valuable. Now, let's talk about why these pennies are worth so much. Because of a production error, fewer of these pennies were minted without a mint mark. In fact, the Philadelphia Mint didn't intend to release any no mint mark pennies, but a small batch slipped through the cracks. That mistake turned out to be a big win for collectors. Just recently, a 1971 no mint mark penny was sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. One penny, worth just 1 cent back in 1971, sold for over $1 million. So, what makes these coins so valuable? First and foremost, rarity. While most 1971 pennies were minted in massive quantities, the ones with no mint mark are extremely rare. Experts estimate that only a few hundred of these mistake pennies exist today, and that scarcity makes them highly sought after by collectors. The second factor is demand. Coin collectors and investors know that a rare coin can become more valuable as time passes. With the growing interest in rare numismatic items, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that don't come around often. So how do you know if you've got one of these rare 1971 pennies? It's simple. Check your coin for a mint mark. If there's no mint mark, and it's a 1971 penny, it could be worth much more than a penny. But there's more to it than just the mint mark. Let's go over how to properly evaluate its condition. When grading your 1971 penny, it's important to look at the condition. A penny in excellent condition with sharp details, no scratches, and a clean finish will fetch a higher price than one that's worn or damaged. In fact, most of the pennies found are not in mint condition, which is why those that are in great shape can command such high prices. Coins are graded on a scale from good to mint state, with mint state being the highest possible grade. If your 1971 penny is graded as MS-65 or higher, you could be looking at thousands of dollars. But if you've got one that's perfectly preserved, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. But what if you can't find a mint mark? Don't worry. There are a few other things you can do to authenticate your penny and see if it's truly valuable. You can take it to a professional coin appraiser or get it certified by an organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations can help verify the authenticity and grade of your coin. Once your coin is authenticated, you'll be able to sell it to collectors or through an auction house, where coins like these have been fetching incredible prices. So, it's worth getting an expert opinion. Could this be your lucky day? If you have a 1971 penny with no mint mark, you may be holding on to something worth far more than a simple cent. If you think you've got one of these rare pennies, don't wait. Have it professionally evaluated, and who knows? You could be the next person to cash in on a coin worth over $1 million. Remember, check your coin collections, your change, and even old piggy banks. These rare pennies are out there, and they could be waiting for you to find them. Thanks for watching. If you found this information useful, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin collecting tips and rare finds. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and potentially lucrative coins in the world, the 1969 D Mintmark Lincoln penny. You've probably heard about these rare pennies worth big money, and today, we're going to explore exactly why they are valued at such staggering amounts, up to $1.5 million in some cases. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about rare finds, stick around, because this is a coin you definitely want to know about. Let's start by breaking down what makes the 1969 D penny stand out from the rest. The 1969 D Lincoln penny is a regular-looking coin at first glance, but it has a key feature that makes it incredibly valuable to collectors and numismatists. The key factor is the existence of an extremely rare error on these pennies, the double die verse error. This double die error happens when the coin is struck more than once, with the second strike being slightly misaligned. This results in the doubling effect you see on the coin's features, especially on the lettering and the Lincoln Memorial. The doubling is most noticeable in the word Liberty and the date 1969, making it easy to spot if you know what you're looking for. So, how do you spot the 1969 D double die penny in your pocket change? The first thing to know is that not all 1969 D pennies are valuable, only those with the double die error. Here's how you can identify it. The most obvious place to check is the date, 1969, and the word Liberty. If the coin has any noticeable doubling in these areas, then you might have a valuable coin on your hands. The doubling might be subtle, so it's best to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. You'll see the outlines of the numbers or letters appear doubled, creating a blurry or shadowed effect next to the primary lettering. Of course, this coin needs to have the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Without that mint mark, it won't be the coin we're talking about here. Now, you might be wondering why a simple mistake in the minting process can make such a big difference in value. Well, the rarity of the double die error is the main reason why these pennies can fetch up to $1.5 million at auction. In 1969, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, and only a small fraction of them were struck with this error. The 1969 D penny with the double die error is exceptionally rare. There are estimates that only a few dozen of these coins exist today in good condition, which is why collectors and investors are willing to pay a premium for them. The rarity, combined with the high demand for historical and error coins, makes these pennies highly sought after. So, how much can you expect to get if you find one of these pennies? The value of a 1969D double-die penny varies based on its condition and how noticeable the doubling is. In general, these coins can be worth anywhere from $500 to over $1.5 million. If the coin has visible doubling but is heavily worn, it might be worth around $500 to $1,000. Coins that are in excellent, uncirculated condition can be worth several $1,000s. Coins with crisp doubling and near-perfect condition can fetch upwards of $100,000 to $1.5 million or even more, depending on demand at auction. There's one famous example of a 1969D double-die penny that sold for over $1 million at a public auction, making it one of the most valuable pennies in the world. If you think you've found one of these rare pennies, you might be wondering how to sell it. First, you'll want to have it authenticated by a reputable grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These companies will inspect your coin, assign it a grade, and provide a certificate of authenticity. This process is crucial to establishing the coin's value in the market. Once authenticated, you can either sell your coin through an auction house, where collectors bid on rare items, or through private sales to coin dealers. Just be sure to work with trustworthy professionals to ensure you get the best price for your valuable penny. So there you have it. The 1969D double-die Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in the world today. If you happen to come across one, it could be worth a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys looking through pocket change, knowing how to spot these rare coins could lead you to an incredible find. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and rare finds. And if you think you have a 1969D double-die penny, make sure to get it checked out. You could be sitting on a small fortune. We're diving deep into one of the most surprising and valuable coins out there, the 1968D Mintmark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a coin worth up to $1.6 million. So, if you're wondering how a penny from 1968 could fetch such a crazy price, stick around, because we're about to break it all down. Now, let's start by understanding what makes the 1968D Lincoln penny stand out from the rest. At first glance, it might just seem like an ordinary penny, right? After all, it's got Abraham Lincoln on the front, just like all the other pennies from this era. But the reason this particular coin is so valuable is due to a rare and very unusual minting error. The 1968D penny is known for a specific mistake made during production that caused some of these coins to be double-struck. This means that a few pennies were struck more than once during the minting process, and when they ended up with overlapping images or details. These double strikes are very hard to spot unless you know exactly what you're looking for. So, how do you spot a double-struck 1968D penny? Let's get into the details. A double-struck coin occurs when the blank planchet is struck by the die, and then, instead of being ejected, it gets struck again. This can lead to a misalignment of the images, and you'll often see the design on the coin look blurry, doubled, or even shifted in an odd way. This error is incredibly rare, and because of that, it makes the 1968D penny so valuable to collectors. But here's the kicker. The most valuable examples of the 1968D penny double strike have a distinct characteristic. They were mistakenly minted in copper rather than the standard bronze. This unique mistake, combined with the double striking, creates a coin that is incredibly sought after by collectors. Now, the big question, how much are these pennies worth? Well, let's break it down. The 1968D double-struck penny, especially one made from copper, can fetch up to $1.6 million at auction. That's right, a single penny can be worth millions of dollars. Of course, not every 1968D penny is worth that much. For it to reach such a high value, it needs to have both the double strike error and be made of copper. A coin without these traits, even if it's in mint condition, will only be worth a few cents, just like any other penny from that year. However, if you have one of these rare double-struck copper pennies, or you come across one at a garage sale or in your coin collection, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Coin collectors and numismatists are constantly on the lookout for these rare errors, and the market for these coins can be incredibly competitive. So, How can you tell if you've found one of these rare 1968D double-struck pennies? The first thing you want to do is examine the coin under good lighting and magnification. Look for any signs of doubling, particularly in the lettering and the image of Lincoln. Also, make sure to check if the coin is made of copper instead of the usual bronze. You can do this by carefully inspecting the color of the penny. Copper will have a reddish tint, whereas bronze will have a slightly duller, more brownish appearance. Another key thing to look for is the condition of the coin. Coins in near-perfect condition or with little to no wear will be the most valuable. If you find one of these pennies, it's highly recommended to have it professionally graded by a numismatist or a coin certification company to confirm its value. The rarity of the 1968D penny with this mint error is what drives its value. There were millions of pennies minted that year, but very few of them had this double strike mistake, and even fewer were made of copper. Because of the small number of these pennies in circulation, collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Additionally, as with all rare coins, the excitement and intrigue surrounding the possibility of finding a coin like this add to its value. Moreover, rare coins like the 1968D double-strike penny hold historical significance. Coins like these are a glimpse into the past and showcase the mistakes made during production. Over the years, collectors have become increasingly interested in mint errors, and as demand for these unique pieces grows, so does their value. If you believe you've found one of these valuable pennies, your next step is to have it authenticated and graded. There are several reputable companies, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, that can help you assess the condition and authenticity of your coin. Once it's certified, you can sell it at auctions, through online marketplaces, or through dealers who specialize in rare coins. Depending on, so there you have it, the 1968D Mintmark Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth up to $1.6 million if you happen to find the right one. If you're a coin collector, this is a perfect example of why you should always be on the lookout for rare and valuable coins in your collection. And who knows, maybe your next penny could be worth big money. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more tips on how to spot valuable coins, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We're diving into something truly fascinating. If you're a fan of rare coins, especially the iconic Lincoln penny, you're going to love this one. We're going to explore the incredible value of a 1963 no Mintmark Lincoln penny, a coin that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth millions. Stick around to find out how this small piece of history became a collector's dream. Now, when you think of rare coins, you probably imagine ancient artifacts or highly sought-after editions from the 1800s, right? But today, we're talking about something much more recent, a 1963 Lincoln penny. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the mintmark. If you've ever looked at a US coin, you might have noticed a small letter, usually beneath the date. This mintmark indicates where the coin was produced, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Most pennies minted in 1963 feature a mintmark, but there's one specific version of the coin that is incredibly rare, the 1963 Lincoln penny with no mintmark. The 1963 no mintmark Lincoln penny was originally minted at the Philadelphia Mint. However, an oddity occurred during production. Some of the coins that were struck at the Philadelphia Mint that year were accidentally not stamped with the mint mark, which is usually a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. These coins, therefore, became part of a small, unintended series that has captivated collectors for decades. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In most cases, a mint mark wouldn't drastically affect a coin's value. However, the 1963 no mintmark penny is an exception. It's estimated that only a few hundred of these coins were ever released into circulation, making them incredibly rare. And as you know, rarity often leads to high demand, which drives up a coin's value. In fact, the value of a 1963 no mintmark Lincoln penny has been skyrocketing in recent years. While a typical 1963 penny might only be worth a few cents, the no mintmark version can fetch a massive amount, sometimes as much as $1.7 million at auction. This value is based on the coin's rarity, its historical significance, and the fact that it is highly sought after by serious collectors. But you might be wondering, how do you know if you have one of these rare pennies in your collection? The first step is to verify that the coin is from 1963. Then, closely examine the area beneath the date. If there's no mint mark, no D or S, then you've potentially got a very valuable penny on your hands. The condition of the coin is extremely important. Coins that were circulated and are in poor condition won't fetch nearly as much as those that are uncirculated or in excellent condition. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value. If you think you've found one of these rare 1963 no mint mark pennies, it's always a good idea to get it certified by a professional grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Certification will help establish the authenticity and condition of the coin, which is essential for determining its true market value. Now, you might be asking, why are coins from the 1960s, especially a 1963 penny, worth so much? Well, for starters, the United States has a rich history of coinage, and every now and then, small errors in the minting process can lead to a coin being far more valuable than anyone expected. Additionally, as time goes on, the number of these error coins in circulation naturally decreases, which makes them even rarer and more coveted by collectors. The 1963 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of this. The coin, which started off as a small error in production, has evolved into one of the most valuable coins of its time. In fact, it's considered a holy grail for many coin collectors who are constantly on the lookout for rare finds like this. So, if you come across a 1963 Lincoln penny in your change or in your collection, take a closer look. It could be worth a fortune. With some of these pennies reaching values of up to $1.7 million, it might just be your ticket to striking gold, or, rather, striking silver. Make sure to check for the missing mint mark and, if you find one, get it authenticated. Who knows, you could have a priceless piece of history on your hands. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1963 no mint mark Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the world of rare coins. We're diving into something truly extraordinary in the world of coin collecting. You've probably heard of rare coins being worth a lot of money, but today's topic is going to blow your mind. We're talking about the 1964 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, an incredibly rare coin that's worth a staggering $1.9 million in the market today. Stick around, because we're going to break down why this coin is so valuable and what makes it such a hidden gem in the numismatic world. You've got a jar of old coins sitting in your attic, or maybe in your coin collection. Among them is a 1964 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it seems like a regular penny from the 1960s, right? Well, think again. This particular penny, in exceptional condition and with a unique characteristic, could make you a fortune. The 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny has taken the coin world by storm, and today we'll uncover its secret. Let's take a step back and talk about the 1964 Lincoln penny. In 1964, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies. These coins were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The vast majority of these pennies have mint marks. However, in the case of the 1964 no mint mark penny, it's important to note that it was minted in Philadelphia. Typically, coins produced in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, which is why these pennies are often overlooked. But here's where things get interesting. Despite the absence of the mint mark, this particular coin has become one of the most sought-after specimens for collectors. The story of how this coin became so valuable is part of what makes it so fascinating. So, why is the 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth up to $1.9 million today? To understand that, we need to explore the rarity and the specific condition of the coin. First, the 1964 no mint mark penny is incredibly rare because only a small number were struck in Philadelphia that year. While most pennies from 1964 are common and worth only a few cents, the 1964 no mint mark penny stands out due to a production error and its subsequent rarity. The key factor contributing to its astronomical value is its condition. Coins that are well preserved are far more valuable than coins that have been heavily circulated. This particular penny is an example of a well-maintained, high-grade coin. Many collectors consider it a mint state, or gem quality coin. A gem quality coin is one that is nearly flawless. And when it comes to a coin like this, condition is everything. Now, how did the 1964 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny become such a valuable coin? Well, over the years, numismatists, coin collectors and experts began to realize that a small number of pennies from 1964 were struck without the expected mint mark. These coins were rare, and soon, their scarcity was recognized. The first major discovery occurred when a well-known coin dealer stumbled upon one of these 1964 no-mint-mark pennies in an estate collection. This coin was in pristine condition, and when it was graded by professionals, it received an extremely high rating, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. If you're wondering how to spot a 1964 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny, here's what to look for. The key characteristic of the coin is that it has no mint mark. This means it was minted in Philadelphia. While many of these pennies were circulated, the ones that are worth millions are in high-grade condition. If you have a 1964 penny, check it closely for signs of wear. The better the condition, the more valuable it could be. Sometimes, these rare coins also have slight minting errors, which can increase their value even further. Any mistakes made during production, such as doubling of the lettering or other imperfections, can add to a coin's rarity. To give you an idea of just how valuable this penny can be, let's talk about the incredible sale that shocked the coin world. A 1964 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny, graded in perfect condition, was sold at auction for $1.9 million. This sale set the record for the highest price ever paid for a 1964 penny. This penny, with its pristine condition and remarkable rarity, was the holy grail for collectors, and someone was lucky enough to own it for a brief period before it was sold to the highest bidder. Imagine holding that coin in your hands. So, now that you know just how valuable the 1964 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny can be, you might be wondering how to check your own coin collection for a potential treasure. Many people have old coins just lying around in drawers or jars. Take a closer look at any 1964 pennies you come across to see if they are in good condition. If you believe you've found a rare coin, consider getting it graded by a professional service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These organizations evaluate a coin's condition and provide a grade, which can help determine its market value. If you're unsure about the authenticity or value of a coin, reach out to a professional numismatist or a coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. As the years go by, the 1964 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny is likely to become even more valuable. With fewer examples remaining in excellent condition, the demand for these coins will continue to rise, especially as the world of coin collecting expands. This penny is already considered a piece of numismatic history, and as more collectors become aware of its significance, the market value will likely increase even further. So, there you have it. The 1964 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a rare treasure that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. If you happen to come across one of these coins, make sure to check its condition and consider getting it appraised. You might just be sitting on a small fortune worth up to $1.90 million. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and tips. Who knows, the next coin worth millions might be in your collection. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next time for more rare finds and coin collecting tips.